Hi, I'm Chip Osborne. I'm from Marblehead, Massachusetts, and here today in Boulder to give a workshop in natural turf management for school districts and municipalities. As a 40-year professional horticulturist, I spent my first 20 years managing conventionally and my last 20 years managing naturally or organically without the use of toxic pesticides. What we're doing here today in Boulder is offering an overview of a training to school districts in how they can learn some of the steps that's needed in converting properties from conventional management to natural management. It's a different thought process, it's a different protocol. Conventionally we generally look as a product-centered approach, where in natural management we are focusing on a systems-based approach. It really is a different thought process. The attention to detail is a little bit different. The things that we focus on is a little bit different. One of the things that we realize and acknowledge nationally is that there's not a lot of spots at this point in time where we can get this kind of education and get these kinds of information out there. So there's a group of us that work around the country with our main focus and our main goal through our own practical experience and hands-on managing properties. There's educational aspect, in other words, teaching folks how this approach is different and what's needed to make a successful transition. This transition from a conventional approach to a natural approach has been successful on many school district properties. We have school districts in Marblehead, Massachusetts. We have school districts in the state of New York. Those school districts in New York have been under mandate, a legislative mandate to make this transition. And we have some very good examples both in Long Island and in New York State as well as Connecticut. Much of this discussion on transitional properties and these alternative approaches began in the northeastern part of the country, and we've been doing this for 10 years or more in that part. What we have found is that in the Midwest and out here in the western part of the country, we're beginning to see great interest in these transitions, but not a lot of things actually happening with any length of time in transition process. There are a variety of resources around the country to draw on for this type of information, and I might suggest that you contact either Colorado State University or the city of Boulder here in Colorado to get information on getting pointed to the right direction of getting information. One of the biggest issues that we see with turf managers, facility managers, contemplating this approach is an inherent fear of failure. That fear that if you stop using conventional products and adopt some of the more natural alternative practices and products, that everything is going to fail, everything will fall apart, insect, weed, and disease will come in and basically render that turf a disaster area. I can assure you through years of practical experience that that does not happen. There is a transition period, absolutely. There is a point of time that it takes to go from point A to point B. That depends upon the specifics of the site and the program that we choose to put into place. Understandably, any program that a school district puts into place is a function of available budget dollars. There should not be a fear of limitation in budget and adoption of natural organic practices for managing playing fields. We simply take those dollars that are earmarked for a conventional approach, move them over into the natural approach, and then best see how we can make those dollars work for us in creating this program to allow us to move through the transition period.